Hi, I'm Lauren Gaiswinkler, and today we're spending 5 minutes with Sidonia Macintyre. Sidonia is a registered massage therapist and creator of the only equine massage therapy course in the local area. She is also a strong voice in the Windsor, Essex women's community. So Sidonia, could you tell us about equine massage therapy and its importance?
Sure. Well, equine massage therapy is something that pretty much any horse can benefit from, whether they're in eventing, they're at the racetrack, they are Pokey the Pony, or just a good old lawn ornament. These horses are used in all kinds of competition, and they're just like human beings. They're no different than we are, where they can have tension in muscles, soreness in muscles, and massage is a really great benefit for them.
Great. And so how did you get involved in the field?
Well, I was a registered massage therapist, and I had been a therapist for 11 years. And I ended up taking a course in equine massage therapy, and I already knew how to massage per se, but I didn't know, how do you massage a horse, and that all-important question of how do you get them on the table. So I had to learn, how do you deal with the horse? And then from there, it turned into even more, because there had to be more to it than just that. And as a registered massage therapist, we have to have continuing education units in order to maintain licensing. And that being the case, there are all these different courses I had taken as a human, and I started wondering, I wonder if maybe I can fiddle around with the horses and use some of these techniques that were really terrific in my human practice and to utilize them in the equine practice. And the horses responded beautifully. Now, there are some differences, there are some changes that had to be made, because horses, they generally weigh a whole lot more than humans, and they tend to bite and kick, sometimes. And human clients generally don't do that. So that being the case, there were some things that had to be changed. And through the years, I also learned about how the horses communicate. And communication is such a massive part of the work that I do, because it's based on now the horse's behavior, and that they have to literally tell me what's going on. And so I had to learn how to do all these things through some terrific horse people out there, like Clinton Anderson, Monty Roberts, John Lyons, Chris Lyons, just terrific trainers. And so I utilized all these different techniques and information in order to create a course of my own.
So now you have created one of the only courses that offer actually going out and going to the students as well. So what are some of the features that make your course different from the two-year program that you can get at a post-secondary institution?
Sure. Well, the two-year program is for registered equine massage therapists, so that there's a difference between us in that. And for their program, really what they're looking at is a tremendous amount of anatomy, a lot of anatomy and physiology, and that's really where their focus lies. Now, truly they can take that course and they can do very, very well in the field, and they can learn a lot of information. The difference between that course and my course is that mine is really about getting there with your hands on the horses and working with them. I equate it to rather like if somebody went to elementary school, and if you had to jam everything that you needed to know in your entire life into 1 week, then what would you want to learn? And that's really what I've done with that course.
Wonderful. And so what should students know before they invest in that type of program?
Well, they should know if they actually like horses. That really is a big factor. If they enjoy working with the horses, if they don't mind working in all kinds of different climates, because we don't bring the horses into a clinic. We're working in a barn, we're working outside, and so there's a lot of distracting factors between the climate, the flies, and certainly owners as well, and that they need to learn how to communicate effectively, not just with the owners, but also with the horses too.
Wonderful. And so now, how has enrollment been in your program so far?
Very, very good. Very good across the country. People really have taken this by the reins, if you will, and they really want to learn how to make their horses feel better, and that they want them to compete a whole lot better. It's a very, very competitive field out there, and just the difference between 1/10 of a second can make the difference between somebody earning, $100,000 or somebody getting a belt buckle. So it's very, very competitive.
Great. And now could you maybe go into a typical day at your program and what that might involve for the student?
Oh boy. Well, generally speaking, we do a lot of book work in the morning, and that's where we do all of the theory and the understanding how the body works, the anatomy, that kind of information is shared. And then the afternoon is when we go outside in the barn and start working with the horses right on the very first day, and getting in there and learning a lot about safety protocol. It's very, very important that people be safe around these animals, because I don't know them. When I travel from place to place, then I may know the horse, maybe, if I've been there before, but if it's a brand new place, then I have to be very careful as well, and safety is a huge factor. Nobody wants to get their toes stepped on.
Absolutely. And so now you've had the opportunity to go across Canada with this. So what have your experiences been like in going outside of your own area and working with some of the students outside of Ontario even?
Oh, terrific. We have an amazing country. We have the most, I have to say, one of the most beautiful countries I've ever been to. And we've been around a little bit to different countries. And the people are just so accommodating. They are so interested in doing better, not just for themselves, but also for the animals around them. So really, really giving, loving people. I love it.
It's a good opportunity. So now not only are you a dominant figure in equine massage therapy, but you're also a strong voice for the women's community here in Windsor, Essex. And recently you had the opportunity to guest speak at the Women's Economic Forum. And could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. It was a terrific evening. Very, very flattered to have even been asked to come and speak for the ladies. And what an exciting evening to meet so many women in such diverse backgrounds. The topic for that evening was communication. And I know people are very interested in how does somebody communicate with a horse and how does that translate in business. And that's really what the topic for the evening was trying to put together, understanding how do we as business people learn how to communicate with people around us, not just in verbalizing skills, but also in the whole non-verbalizing skills.
Great. Well, thank you so much for being here. We've just spent 5 minutes with Sidonia Macintyre.